On the day of the spring equinox, a pattern formed by the interplay of light and shadow begins to appear on the steps of the ancient Mexican pyramid of Kukulkan. As the sun descends toward the horizon, a fantastical scene unfolds before the amazed spectators. A giant serpent slithers down the staircase, its tail at the pyramid's peak, and its jaws on the ground. Thousands of Mexicans and tourists gather to witness this magical spectacle. Until recently, the ethereal serpent was one of the country's main attractions. It seems that era is over, as Mexico has been attacked by real monsters. Mexico, Acapulco, 2013. The sea washes a 4-meter monster onto Bonfil Beach. Terrified locals call in scientists. However, by the time the specialists arrive, the creature is already dead. These are footage from 2018. Researchers were thrilled by a creature capable of growing to enormous sizes and changing shape almost instantaneously. Look at this photo. It was published on social media in the spring of 2018. An unknown, toothed monster was found on the shore in the state of Sinaloa. Scientists are baffled as to what these creatures are and where they came from in Mexico. The remains found on the beaches were sent for research. But there are still no answers. And it's been 5 years since the first discovery. Those in power will never share truthful information, because truthful information is power, it's authority. Whoever controls the information controls the world. And what about the giant serpent on the pyramid? It's all about the astonishing level of development of the Mayan civilization. Knowing the laws of optics and using precise geodetic instruments, they achieved an incredible effect. On a specific day, the interplay of light and shadow creates an image. But the Maya lived 2,000 years ago, when precise astronomical calculations seemingly weren't necessary. That is, it would seem that any science should correspond to the needs of the people of that time. But why did astronomy so surpass the needs of that era? Another unanswered question: how did the Maya build their pyramids? The tribes of that time did not have developed metallurgy. Tools were made from wood, bone, and stone. However, it's impossible to work stone with such relatively fragile objects. Perhaps it's all about the psychoactive substances that grow in abundance in present-day Mexico. We must not forget that drug use was widespread, from childhood to old age. Historians have always been silent about this. If the Maya could erect such complex structures as pyramids, why did they themselves live in primitive huts? How can this contradiction be explained? And why did they have such gruesome rituals requiring human sacrifices? All holidays involved the shedding of blood. Warriors always returned from war, brought captives, and necessarily performed bloodletting, i.e., killings. The Maya had virtually no rituals that did not involve murder and mutilation. Even sporting competitions ended in sacrifices. Decapitated heads were used to play football. Hearts were torn from living people, and enemies and tribesmen were buried alive. Researchers believe that their entire lives were practically built around these rituals, meaning they executed everyone indiscriminately. Can representatives of a highly developed civilization behave this way? Such immense achievements and scientific breakthroughs in fields like astronomy and perhaps other sciences, including navigation. How did this all coexist? Despite their high level of development, the Maya never stopped engaging in gathering, hunting, and fishing like the most primitive tribes. Recently, experts revealed the secret of the demise of this enigmatic civilization, and it became a real sensation. What destroyed the Maya? According to the latest data, the cause of the rapid disappearance of the Mayan civilization was a common drought. Why couldn't this great people cope with it, or at least predict it?